Are you a hot dog?
Yamakatsu King Ghidorah 1964 will be standing at 6.5 inches tall, and if you don't believe me, can I have a hot dog please, boss? Now if you're out here wondering just what in the goddamn Sam hell is a Yamakatsu, well, to keep this brief because I know retention is down, as it always is. Yamakatsu and Bandai kind of entered the Godzilla game around the same time, around the time that Toho were looking to resurrect the franchise for the Heisei period. And basically, Yamakatsu went nuts. They did model kits, they did figures like these, they did Keshi figures, the little muscle figures, and they also did little Keshi figure sets where it came with a gun and you could shoot your favorite kaiju in the face.
No way.
What times? So no, this isn't a bootleg. It really do just be King Ghidorah looking like he's long in the lip, like a duck-billed platypus. And originally these came with Godzilla brand stickers on the bottom of their feet, and there is a picture of it and I'm showcasing it now. Now let's just address the elephant in the room right now. My god, King Ghidorah looks goofy. In nearly every head, from nearly every angle, King Ghidorah is gonna be looking like he just saw God in a toilet bowl. Hot dog? But for the most part, this is actually a cool little piece of vinyl Godzilla figure history. And I'm quite happy to be owning this guy, so thank you, Lady Draco, for donating this lovely gentleman to me, as well as all those Leonard aliens that I swear to God I'm going to get to at some point soon. So as we can see, there's going to be a lot of old school technology on display here. I mean, the amount of details featured on this thing is actually quite staggering. Bro is going to have the grill of a whale shark, or a basking shark, whatever the big mouth one with the very tiny teeth is.
Look! Look! Look!
And while yes, it does look like he finally opened his third eye and saw into the butthole of Christ, look at all of this detail, even for the manes, bro. Goofy as sin, I will never deny, but detailed like a god amongst, people, absolutely. And of all the pictures I've seen of this figure, it seems like the darker paint, the black paint as it's referred to as, actually does fade to a point where it's not even visible anymore. To a point where, oh my god, look at these friggin' wings, dude. Jesus, whoever the sculptor was for this, oh man, if you're still with us, God bless. To the point where I thought maybe they made two versions, one with shading, one without. Nope. Only one. Now it is safe to assume that these things were hand painted, so the amount of shading on them would be varied to such an extent. But aside from this thing being gold enough to get you into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, the only other thing that I've seen consistently stated in certain listings, black paint has faded. So the fact that this copy is actually still sporting some makes me happy. Look at those little details on his spikes. Look at the details on the friggin' necks. I love that you can actually see the sculpting lines for separation between his under neck and his above neck. Like you could see where they placed the tool and or I might just be capping because I don't know how figure production works. And as far as the underside of the figure goes, you're going to see the same amount of detailing present. King Ghidorah's got his rosebud tipped tails over here. It's his sled. And again, seriously, the amount of detail that went into this thing, I am amazed. Gotta take a good look at the King Ghidorah grippers down here, and I think they look pretty good too. Forgive me, I'm a very anal person when it comes to showing every inch of a figure, and I'm trying my best not to go off on this thing because of all the beauty present, but look at these wings. Look at these. Look at it, nice and smooth over here. You turn them around and boom, my god, differentiation. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I friggin' love it. Rob, you already talked about the wings. Yeah, I know. I don't give a fuck. Look at all those details. Sheesh. Yamakatsu King Ghidorah might look like the latest reaction meme to hit the Godzilla fandom, but overall, my god, am I happy to have this guy in my collection. He's about the size of a modern-day movie monster series figure, just a lot less mass. He was released in 1983. He still looks fantastic. And I am currently holding something that is older than I am. Absolute high recommend if you like goofy looking vinyl figures with a rich history. As for picking one up, I've seen these things go for $30, $60 to $100. I don't know exactly how the aftermarket is currently treating them, but if you like it, and if you like any of the other ones, go for it. They're ugly little figures, and I love them. I love them dearly. Size comparisons. Shokugan. Movie. Limited movie. Movie. Posing movie. King. HG. Finger puppets. SH Monster Arts. Oh yeah. Now it's time for articulation, which surprisingly enough isn't going to be all that depressing. The wings will be able to rotate all the way around on both sides, don't you know? Lovely. The tail will be able to rotate all the way around. These legs will be able to rotate all the very way around. Not the smoothest, but that's okay. There will unfortunately be no articulation at the necks, except for this guy. He's chosen. Yeah, the third and final neck will be articulated. You will have to pull to avoid colliding with these little spikes back here. But a full rotation is very much indeed possible at that head, and you can attain some goofy looking poses that makes King Ghidorah look like a duck trying to take off. Or yeah, maybe he's waving to his neighbor. At least two of them are. Alright, who wants some tonal whiplash? These are all of my Showa King Ghidorah figures, yes, the only ones, but now that he has entered the collection, my god, it's the goofy cousin in the Family Day Parade photo.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear.
Yeah, the stark contrast between 1983 and/or 4 Yamakatsu and modern day Bandai is just something else, and it doesn't make me hate him, it makes me love him even more. Where we started, how we're doing now. Although I will give Yamakatsu this, the harder vinyl separating of the three heads so they're not all bunched up like the Bandai one. Yeah, that's great, that's awesome. What's that? You want more tonal whiplash? Okay, biddy. I love doing this. I love looking at figures from way back in the day and figures just back in the day. I mean, he's from 1999. He's not from that far back in the day. But hoochie mama, look at that. What you mean she said that about me, bro? I mean, this is just Tony Starkly Venus Versa shit right here, man. Oh, unfortunately, since Yamakatsu was making these figures in 83 and 84, they never did get around to doing a Mecha King Ghidorah, or anything from the Heisei era except for maybe a Godzilla 84, but I don't think they even got to that. Imagine the sibling rivalry we would have today if Yamakatsu stayed on point with Godzilla stuff. I have a feeling Yamakatsu might have been giving Bandai a run for their money. And again, looking at where Bandai was at in 1991 and what Yamakatsu was doing in 1983, they're not exactly close together in terms of release, but just the fact that, oh man, they were both on two completely different waves, and I do like that Yamakatsu's King Ghidorah is actually, like, legitimately gold. Yeah, he's gold, we've talked about him before, but man, again, like, at least Yamakatsu actually painted the full innards of the mouths and didn't give King Ghidorah Jolly Rancher tongue paint jobs. But as I said back then, and as I'll say here, it's a part of history. It's how things were done back in the day. The timeline of vinyl King Ghidorah figures is just something wild, and it's so cool to see so much variance in all of it. It ain't all of my tri-headed dehydration piss toilet boys, but it's a good chunk of them. Now, I'm not expecting this video to inspire any of you out there to go out and hunt down one of these or all of these from this particular line. The model kits, the Keshi figures, the Godzilla and his friends set. But it is an interesting little piece of history. Yamakatsu and Bandai, I don't know if they were going head to head or anything like that, but Yamakatsu stopped producing Godzilla content, I believe, towards the end of 1984 after the release of Godzilla 1984. And as we all know, Bandai, they just kept going. And they're still going to this day. I've been ShinRobJira. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time. Peace.
Can I have a hot dog?